All right, guys, we're back with Steven. This time we're going to talk a little bit about gear and just, a lot of gear talk for self-defense, especially guns.
Yeah. So, especially like when it comes to first line gear and stuff like that, there's just stuff that you carry on your person every day. Obviously we got our normal stuff, your wallet. If you don't have like a good wallet, like people carry those old crappy like leather wallets that are huge. And what
Stop talking me down like that.
Oh, is that you?
Yeah, I still hadn't switched.
See, like I've got one of these, and it's kind of big, but I carry it in my front pocket.
Yeah.
But like people keep like all kinds of receipts and stuff in there. If you carry your wallet in your back pocket anyway, you're probably gonna like it's gonna like set one side of your hips up higher and stuff like that. Like,
my chiropractor keeps telling me that.
Yeah, it's bad news.
He fusses at me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, not to mention, like, people can come up and take your wallet out of your back pocket.
Okay, I got this.
Unless you have, like, tight back pockets.
No, but I do have the Vertex jeans. Mm-hmm. Have you seen these? It's got a flap. Yeah. So basically, I just, like, put my wallet in, and then I'd take the flap and tuck it over the top of the wallet. So, yeah, nobody's getting my wallet.
Yeah. See, I'm about, like...
Without really having to dig, and we're going to have a fight by that point.
Yeah. Like, I put my wallet in my front pocket, but now I'm bad about putting my phone in my back pocket so somebody can snatch my phone. But at least, like, you're going to
think about do as much damage with your phone as they can with your wallet.
That's true.
Anymore.
That's true. But, like, I ain't got a link to my bank account. But, I mean, if you steal it, you'll probably put money in there for me.
Good for you guys having pockets.
Like, feel bad.
You have pockets. You got those Vertex jeans as well.
I have one pair of pants that have pockets. Pretty much set for life.
That's my
we got those things to, like, do a review on them. We never did do a review. I just love them.
Yeah.
I do.
Vertex stuff is awesome.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Like, yeah, it is.
But it's awesome.
I mean, they're proud of it, but like,
it's worth it. They need to, like, we already got some crap with like Atomic Bear and with CERT and with Invisiwear and with who else?
Faith Family? Oh no, Faith and Freedom.
Faith and Freedom clothing. But no, we need like, we need Vertex. How do you say it? Vertex, okay, I will say it right. So we need Vertex to like reach out and say, hey, we'll give you guys a coupon code because like these other people have. We need a coupon code for our listeners on this one because
maybe Vertex, you haven't heard, but the new popular thing is giving us a coupon code.
Yeah. So CERT Pistol.
Holler at your boy.
CERT Pistol, like Impact Defense gets you to like 10% off. Faith and Freedom clothing, which is like t-shirts, they get 25% off. Which is just t-shirts. It's just like. And then, like Atomic Bear, like all their like tactical pins and crap, which I got like one of them right here. The batteries are dead in the flashlight, but it's like 20% off of any of their gear. I just said the batteries are dead.
I was wondering how
it's got a human hole punch on the other. Glass break on the other end. Yeah.
I was about to say that looks like a chest ventilator to me, but okay.
Well, that's what I said, a human hole punch. Mm-hmm. So, and then. Dang it, I did it again. What was the other one? There's 4.
It screws together, right?
No, it doesn't. That's like my one complaint about that.
I wasn't going to say anything.
I was going to say, it's nicely machined and stuff.
It is, and it looks like it would hurt somebody. And I did have one of my students actually buy one of those and then use it on a car window, and they said it just shattered like awesome.
Yeah.
They did a great job.
People that have car kits and stuff like that carry something to break glass because I was and on
not
my
a Kubotan.
Yeah, not a Kubotan. Well, actually, it's part of the story here. I was on my way to a friend's wedding. I was supposed to be the best man, and so as I'm coming down 52 on the other side of the road, kid goes and Burgess Lanes hits this old lady, spins out, gets hit again, and so now traffic is completely blocked, and this kid's been hit 3 times. He's got 1 tire on the vehicle. Airbags are deployed everywhere, and so I get out, I grab my bag and I'm rolling out. So you should probably have some form of in-car bag. I keep one that's mostly medical, but it's got some magazines and stuff on there just in case somebody needs to party.
Yeah, you just spread love to your friends if you need to.
Exactly. Yeah,
I got you.
And so you can like put down the threat and then fix the people they messed up. So after you've Swiss cheese that guy, you kind of get to play good guy after that. So, like, my thing is everybody wants to be Batman. You know what I mean? And why would you ever pass that opportunity up? But like one thing Batman had to do was spend money, and like
that is really true. Yeah.
So like well, you're not going to get a bat suit. You can get a kit with some magazines and some gloves and some tourniquets and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm really big on.
Stephen came very prepared for show and tell.
And if nothing else, it looks cool. And like, what is more important than looking cool?
Well, maybe keeping yourself and others safe, but that's cool.
Well, when you're doing that, you look cool. So you can have all this stuff, but if you don't get any training, you don't look cool at all. You just look like a douchebag with a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, you got a bunch of gear and don't know how to use it.
And then when
that really aggravates me.
Yeah, and then when the apocalypse happened, that one dude that just trains a lot and has like one Glock 19 is going to sneak up and smoke you in the back of your head.
And he has all your gear.
He has all your
he has all your stuff. So like for the sake of staying looking cool, get training.
Yeah.
So either way, so I roll out there with my bag and I'm like, windows up, doors are locked. It's a newer Honda. Speaking of, newer Hondas have airbags everywhere. I don't know if you know this, but
so
this
kid fun house of bags in there.
Yeah, it looks like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man exploded on the inside of this car.
Gotcha. Okay.
And like, so he had ones from the ceiling, ones on the side panel, like ones on the side of the door. Like all of them were just exploded in this thing. And I'm like, oh, and this kid's passed out in the front seat. So I'm like, why didn't I break the glass? Well, I didn't have a glass breaker with me because I'm an idiot. By the way, you can get the Rescue Me tools, which are like $8 or something like that, and they have the seatbelt cutters. But eventually, when you're like, because if you're like me, you're ADD and you want to play with it and leave dents in people's door frames and stuff like that with it, it is what it is. Eventually, the guts will fall out of the front of them. I've had 3, and they all do it.
Now, that's the thing. You just put it up against the glass and press the button.
Yeah, you put it up against the glass and you press it, and it depresses a button, and then it smacks it with a glass breaker.
Gotcha. Okay.
So those things are really cool, but they're perishable items. So much like magazines, eventually they're gonna be no good anymore, and you're gonna have to throw them away and get new ones. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
And if you're one of these people who think magazines last forever, you're wrong. But
or you just don't shoot enough.
Or you just don't shoot enough, and they probably will last you forever. But it's easy for things to last when you never use them.
Yeah.
So so I go up there and I roll up to this kid's window and I'm like, I'm gonna do some cool guy stuff. So I just get my knife out and I'm like, bang, and it doesn't break, and I hit it in the corner. And I'm like, bang, and it doesn't break, and I hit it in the corner. So I just muster all my strength and I bust through this kid's window and I cut basically from this part of my knuckle over to my ring finger.
So
and I'm like laid open.
Because there's an audio portion to this, and I have to remind Kylie at that times. So all the way on the opposite side of your hand.
Right.
As far as that scar goes?
From the edge of my pinky.
Yes, but again, that doesn't help the people that are listening to the podcast.
And those guys can't see that.
That's true too.
So from this side,
I can barely see it from here.
Yeah, from basically the blade of my hand to my ring finger is now laid open. And all the way, you can see my knuckles and stuff. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And so I'm like,
I've done that the other way, but right here on the other side of the wrist.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Or gross.
But so I'm like, ow, and I look over at this other dude and I'm like, that sucks. And I put a piece of gauze on it and put a glove on, so now I'm just bleeding inside this glove instead of on this kid, and which I assumed he was going to be bleeding too. And then I got in the car and I thought he was dead for a minute, and I was like, oh wait, he's breathing. So after I sternum rub him, and then a nurse gets in, and is holding his neck. Either way, we got the kid out and stuff like that, and I got to look like a cool guy who broke the window, but I also got to look like the idiot who cut himself.
Yeah.
So, if you're going to help others, it's better to have the proper equipment, not to damage yourself. So, getting back to it, those Rescue Me things, they're cool. They're $8. They eventually break. What, will probably last forever, if you get them on Amazon and you get a spring-loaded center punch for drilling wood and stuff, or for drilling metal or whatever, and, you push down on it and it snaps. It's the same exact technology, and the guts won't fall out of that thing, and it's made to, put dents in wood. Those things will bust any kind of glass.
Yeah.
And they just last forever. So I keep one on both of my uniforms. I keep one in my little pin pocket on the other side. So I've got my handcuff key. I've got a long handcuff key. And,
Have you seen these, speaking of glass breaks and handcuff keys, have you seen these GTFO bracelets?
Mm-hmm. You've got the little bead on them?
Yeah.
And you snap them? Yeah.
I've seen them. They actually work.
Do they?
Yes. That, to me, is I was looking at that. We I think one was sent to us, right?
I thought you bought one.
I can't remember. Some things have been sent to us. Some things I bought. I don't remember. Anyway, we were looking at this thing, and I don't know that I can trust that. That just seems really weird. So that little tungsten bead, and you just snap it. And, but yeah, I watched a guy do it. We're still looking for a junkyard around. So
So-
it doesn't matter if we
We
like.
watched someone that we trusted.
Yeah, we watched somebody we trusted actually do it. But we're looking for a junkyard around that says how much would you charge us to come over and break a few windows, so we can just kind of come over and make some videos breaking some windows with some stuff.
You just gotta go drop some scrap off and then just like. Real quick. No, it was like
That's how I have a student do it. He goes up, he tests. They were sending a car off for scrap, so he's like, wait. And he goes in and gets all these things. He got one of these like Atomic Bear tactical pins with the glass break on it. And he said he hit it. He said it just shattered. It was awesome. And then he had some cheapo like knife with the glass break on it and did it. And he said he just did it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And that crap was not tungsten like they said it was.
Yeah, the knife that I had, it was just a steel bottom knife, and I really had to beat the crap out of that window to get it open. And it was it was rough.
I didn't ask him if he put gloves on beforehand. I hoped he did.
Yeah, if you guys don't get those, gloves are a thing.
But it's so easy. I mean, you can get that freaking little bracelet. That's like nothing. The hole punch things you were talking about. That's not that expensive. Friggin', you can get the tactical pin with the glass break on it. You know.
Yeah. If nothing else, like knowledge is power. If they have like a whip antenna on their car for the radio, like just one that you pull down with like the spring in it. If you take that thing and you cut it off with that bead on the end of it, if you just snap the window with that thing, it'll go off. You just put it flat on the window, pick it up, and snap it.
Really?
Fireman showed me that like a couple weeks ago. He was like, "Check this out, bro." Dude, like,
we should have known that at that time, huh?
Yeah, I wish I'd have known that. I don't know if that kid had one or not, but
Yeah, a lot of them don't have those on there anymore.
I need to find more windows. Breaking car windows is awesome.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I want to go to like a junkyard and say, hey, look, how much per window? Because we want to go through and break a bunch of windows for videos.
And then
I want to find a condemned house too that will let me kick a door in, or 2 or 4. No joke, because I want to do the thing with the long screws. Mm-hmm. So if you hear of anything, I've got several people like looking. So if you hear of anything,
bullets travel through drywall.
I have all kinds of tests for videos that I would love to do.
It's a guy named Reed Hendricks with Valley Ridge, and he did one for bullets through drywall that was really cool. He did, I think, like 9mm. He might have done like revolver caliber or something like that too, at 357 SIG. I think he did shotguns and rifles, so 223 rifles.
I was watching a video of a guy trying to explain. He was a reporter, and he was like explaining like the difference that putting longer screws in the strike plate.
Yeah.
But watching this poor little dude like kicking this door, it was pathetic.
Yeah.
I'm like, can you please just get somebody who knows how to kick? Because I've watched this done before, and people kicks through a door frame in like one kick, and it took him 7 kicks.
Yeah, like, can you find us a person with a male pair of shoulders to like come and kick this door?
Yes, exactly. And then it just basically went down from there. It took him 20-some kicks to kick in the door with the long screws in there. I'm like, okay, can we get somebody who knows how to kick and go, let's do this and see what a real test is
we have
like?
this apartment complex in town, and
Can I come
apparently
do it
they have like, you can come and try. This is actually a really funny story. A buddy of mine was trying to get into this door, and they had apparently there was a person, they were there for a welfare check. And so I think they saw somebody laying down on the floor over there, and so he was like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna go and kick the door in. You know, we have exigent circumstances. This person needs aid and whatever else." And he goes and like kicks the door, and he'd probably kicked this door like 14 times as hard as he could, and could not get through this door. Eventually, they called the fire department, and they had keys for all the apartment doors.
All right. Anyway, so we got way off.
Everyday carry.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
everyday carry stuff.
What's like one thing that you can't live without? That you put on like every day?
My knife.
Your knife?
Yeah, so I'm friends with our local sheriff here, and before he was a sheriff, we were talking one day, and I looked at him, I said, "You got your gun on you?" He goes, "Do I have my pants on?" "Yes, I have my gun on." Okay, now I'm not quite that way with my gun, but I've got my knife, and it goes with me everywhere.
Yeah,
even probably some places it shouldn't. But is that a pistol? Oh yeah, it looks long to be a pistol.
It's 12.5-inch gun with a flash hider.
Okay.
So I mean, it's really about 14 inches.
Okay,
But
all right, that is nice. But wait a second, this isn't on a pistol brace.
yeah, it is. It's a stabilizer.
I've never
It's
seen
made by
one.
Magpul.
I've never seen one quite like this. I would think this would make this an SBR.
No, it's a stabilizer.
Did you just have the moment that you make people go through in concealed carry class? Is this a pistol?
No. But see, basically every pistol brace that I've seen has the split.
That's made to be a stabilizer. So basically, when you're single-handed shooting by what the ATF considers a pistol, you can set it against your arm to kind of stabilize that. And that's the idea anyway. But sometimes it accidentally goes in your shoulder, and it
Yeah. So when they did their rifle stuff, now ours is like a 7. I got like a 7.5 inch barrel, so it's like really short. Anyway, she shoots that thing out at 100 yards, and we were about to go up for the certification, and I talked to Tim. I said, "Hey," I said, "do you mind if Kylie uses an AR pistol?" He goes, "For the qualification." He goes, "No, she can't use an AR pistol." I said, "Why not?" It's a pistol. I said, "But she shoulders it like a rifle." I mean, He's like, "No."
And the cool thing about AR pistol is you can still carry it on your concealed carry. So, I can break that thing down in the backpack. If you can get the long tactical folders for the stocks.
I want a tactical folder. That's freaking expensive, though.
Yeah, Shield Arms has one. You can pay like $300 for the long tactical, or you can go to Shield Arms and they have like.
I just realized we're way off everyday carry again. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this thing goes with me like everywhere. Like this
it's your car gun.
Yeah, it's my trunk gun. Like, I mean, this is a trunk monkey. But yeah, it's just a folding lower receiver, so it's built into the lower receiver itself instead of being an extension on the gun. And it's as much as the long tactical folder cost normally. So I would probably go with one of those. Shield Arms makes good stuff too.
Yeah.
Good dude. But yeah, it's pretty cool. That thing goes with me most places.
Yeah.
But so for you, I get your knife. For me, like, I will leave home without a knife every now and again. Like, I'll forget to put it on or whatever. But if I forget my watch at any particular time, I will look at my tan line.
I got you there. But see, okay.
Like, I can't live without it.
I thought you was talking about like self-defense everyday carry.
No, like, I don't mean self-defense. I mean, like, just what's one item that you can't live without, because I will go absolutely nuts when I break my watch.
Oh.
Like, to the point it like drives me insane.
I got you. It would still probably be the knife, though. The only time I wouldn't wear a knife, well, of course, I freaking wear a watch. When I was sitting there thinking, we go down to the beach. We was going down to the beach. My watch is waterproof, so we're going out in the ocean. I'm wearing a watch and everything. But like, I didn't have my knife at that point in time. But that's only because I'm afraid a kid would pick it up while we're in the ocean.
There's only one thing I never go anywhere without, and that's my driver's license.
Like general consensus, going around town, crap like that. Yeah, I got the knife with me at all times.
Yeah. For me, like defensive wise, probably a flashlight for me, honestly. Because
Really?
I carry a flashlight just because if you're standing here and that you get that.
I appreciate
reaction.
that. That was very nice for everybody that am just listening to this. He just decided to blind me right here really quickly.
So this is Streamlight 2LX, and this is a really nice flashlight. I carry this thing at work and stuff too. And so it gets dark.
I see a nice line right here in the middle of your face at this present moment.
It's perfect, isn't it? So like my thing is like like Carrie asked me one time. She always asks stupid questions. She was like, "It's morning time. Why are you carrying a light?" And I'm like, "It gets dark every day. Like half of your day is night."
So when she asked you that, Carrie is Steven's sister, by the way. So when she asked you didn't just like blind her immediately? Because that's what I would expect from you.
We're walking into the church. I mean,
Why would that?
I mean, there's like old people around, and it was in the morning. There was ambient light around, so it wouldn't have done quite as much.
Yeah.
Like by all means, like they shut those lights down inside the church. They're like playing on the projectors. I could have got her, but I didn't. I let that one slide. People are trying to pay attention to Jesus in there, and
okay.
There's like all kinds of.
But if you're walking into church,
wouldn't want to steal Jesus' attention.
Yeah, I mean, like there's all kind of old people in there. If I shine my light around and stuff like that, they're gonna think they're going, and it's gonna be like a whole thing. They're gonna realize I came back and
So like our integrated combatives class, that one we did, we were talking about flashlights and everything, and I had one with a strobe. So that's basically what I did, was just like, rah, and just held it right in front of somebody's face. And it's like, it's kind of disorienting.
Here, catch.
Well, like people don't understand too is you can use that for control. I mean, if you have a light, so like people talk about like, oh, lumens, like you can have too much, like I don't want too many lumens and stuff like that. There's no such thing. This is literally a replacement for the sun. Like, that's what this is. Like, and so, like, it's bright outside, it's dark in here, but I can see over there.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, the more light that you're able to emit, the more data that you can collect. And, like, you know, people are like, oh, well, you know, if you shine that into a mirror, it's going to blind you. Like, yeah, you're right.
So don't shine it in a mirror.
Don't shine it in a mirror, especially if you're in your own house.
Yeah, you should know where the mirrors are in
Yeah,
your house.
like, you should know where the mirrors are. First off, like, why do you live in, like...
Okay, if you're in an area where you don't know where you are, don't freaking hit at a perpendicular angle against a wall if you're not sure.
Exactly. Like, you have the floor and you have the ceiling. If you shine it on the ceiling, light will rain down.
Yeah.
It bounces. It moves. If you shine it on the floor, it'll bounce up.
Yeah.
Just be like, what's that, a reflective object? I want to see it. Like, no, that's not how that works, bro. Like, it's your poor tactics making up for your lack of knowledge, and just, it's not okay. So, replacement for the sun. If I really had to choose, like, one thing that I was going to carry every day that wasn't a gun, it'd be a flashlight. It'd be a flashlight before a knife. Honestly.
Yeah. I guess I just like that extra level of violence. I don't know.
Well, it's also way easier to do violence on somebody
when you can see them
justifiably.
Oh,
Yeah, like when you can see them and then they can't see you.
that is true.
Because if you're in a dark room and stuff like that, I mean, you just have a big orb of light, and then you get shot in the face. This is wild.
So we got a flashlight. We did a flashlight review, and this has been probably a good year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we did the strobe setting. We cut all the lights out.
Yeah.
And Jada like strobed and threw a ball at us to see if we could catch it. And there was no.
There's no way.
And we did one where, like, the goal of the person with the flashlight is to get over and touch the person holding the SIRT pistol with the laser light before they get shot. And so all you have to do is hold the flashlight out here, and they're shooting where they're seeing, like, the street.
I wouldn't have shot. I shot her, but the only reason I shot her is because she laughed.
Yeah. If like
It was funny because I'm sitting there watching him, and he's just like, I'm running this way, and then he's like, oh.
if it's
And then I
dark and
laughed.
someone's running away from you, if you turn your strobe on, like, half the time they'll get Bambi legs. Because they can't see, like, where they're putting, because, you know, like, it's light distortion, so, you know, you've got, like, I can see but I can't, and, like, and so they'll be like, oh, what? And you can come up and, like, that, or if you're like some other guys I know, they just tomahawk backlights at people and stuff. It's way funnier.
So same question for you ladies. Self-defense. Let's go with self-defense. Defense-wise, carry with you often. Both of you, neither one of you are old enough to, like, carry a gun.
Concealed.
Concealed. Yeah, you could technically open carry.
Yeah, I'm not doing that, though.
But yeah, I mean, it's just make yourself a target. But that's cool. So,
For any of the open
most
carry
common
people out here,
things-
locking holsters that aren't a Serpa. Serpers are like awesome ways to shoot yourself in the leg, literally. It's like your trigger finger. You're going to push really hard in this, and it's going to set you right into the trigger guard, and then you're going to take scrub near yourself. It's not a good deal.
yeah.
And then, you know, someone with actual violent intentions is going to make you their first target, so.
It's true. I don't advise it, but, you know.
No.
I don't know. The two self-defense things I carry most often are my tactical pin and just a pocket knife. And, well, but a self-defense knife. There's a difference. But those are the two things I've trained the most with, and it doesn't take a whole lot of training to figure out a tactical pin, so. That's the thing that I carry if I'm going to go, like, into a bank or something, because it makes people less nervous when they can't tell that it's something that...
You're not supposed to carry guns into banks.
You can.
You can?
You can, yeah.
Unless they are marked "Do not carry." So if there is a picture of a pistol with a
In
mark
North
through it, you
Carolina.
can't. But
I know
if
we
there's
have people who listen all over the place. In North Carolina, yes, it's legal to carry in a bank as long as the bank does not have a sign on it that says that you cannot carry it.
Yep. So if I were a concealed carry permit holder, I could go into my bank with a pistol because.
Well, I mean, then again, you know, speaking outside of law enforcement, the keyword concealed carry is concealed, not So if they find it, there's a different set of problems going on, but...
You suck at concealing.
Exactly, get better at it. Speaking of that, I was at Sheetz the other day, and there's this dude that came in, and he's carrying a Glock 26, concealed. And I know he's carrying a Glock 26 concealed because he's wearing an Under Armour shirt and a Serpa holster. And it was tight enough that I could tell that he was carrying a Glock 26.
Yeah, that's bad enough. That's really bad. And the fact that you not only know that, oh, this dude's carrying, but no, you know exactly what gun model it is.
Yeah. Like, and it's like,
So,
and
dude,
I'm over here.
Do better.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if you noticed my 20-round magazine that was sticking out the end of a.
Oh, yeah, I definitely noticed that.
So, like, full-size gun, extended magazine, it's hoodie season. Like, we
I love hoodie season.
Yeah, we're going to pull the Stendos out. And I carry a full-size gun all year round, but I just carry bigger magazines when hoodie season comes in. It's my favorite time of year.
I swap back and forth a little bit depending on what I'm doing and what I'm wearing between two. But, Kylie?
Tactical pen.
Tactical pen, that's kind of your go-to. Yeah. So, that's what you carry to school, right? Kidding. She does not carry a tactical pen to school. She is homeschooled, so therefore makes that a little easier.
So she carries a gun to school.
Yeah, pretty much.
10 out of 10.
Not true either. So let's just, before we get any kind of hate from anybody on YouTube or ugly emails. Ugly emails.
Google email?
PCM. I can't even speak now. I'm done.
Yeah.
Pissy emails.
No, I mean, sometimes it'd be like that.
It wouldn't be our first. We get lots of comments here and there.
It's okay.
I think my style of force multiplier self-defense works pretty well with tactical pens or knives. I learned a lot about that this week.
That's why I like knives. I like to get in really close and be really, really mean. Tie up somebody's arms and just give them knee holes.
You can tell a lot about what you do when you use markers.
I just like that. No.
Defense.
Nah, bro, you're right. You're way over there. Yeah. So as far as just like everyday carry stuff, of course,
Yeah, we kind of like
just about
all over the place.
Yeah. Well, we carry guns. I carry Glocks for work. So Glocks have now been integrated everywhere. I think I have like 7 or 8. I don't know. Glocks get littered around my house like rats, and there's different kind of Glocks. There's your normal. There's like your Glock brand Glocks. I got some Polymer 80 Glocks, and
I got one.
and I have this Beretta because Die Hard.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they do shoot well. I mean,
Yeah.
They do.
I'll say this is my favorite gun, and I really, I like it a lot. It's got the Langdon tactical trigger in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's like an 8-pound double action, and feel the double action.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, my bad. Okay. That's not bad for a double action trigger.
Yeah, smooth and clean, and I feel the reset.
I don't generally like the. Huh?
Yeah, now I feel the reset. The reset's ridiculous.
Oh, you're talking about the. Oh, man.
Yeah.
That is quick.
So yeah, if any Berettas out there, some LTT magic in your Beretta, it's a good dude.
Yeah,
it's 13-pound hammer strain.
It's like I tell people, I love the Smith & Wesson feel. We were talking about this upstairs. I love the feel of the Smith & Wesson gun. And then, so general gun safety guys, as we are passing guns back and forth here, I check to see if it's clear. Then I hand it to him. He's checking to see if it's clear. There's just lots of checking and making sure a gun is clear. We don't want to Alec Baldwin anybody. So
It's true. That's true.
I probably shouldn't have said that.
I'd say too soon, but I love jokes and bad taste. So. But I carry Glocks. Anymore, there's really not an excuse not to carry a quality firearm. It's really
I agree. I had and no crap on them, but I had a Kel-Tec back when Kel-Tec still really sucked. There's a few decent models out there. I'm trying to be nice to Kel-Tec.
Back when?
I'm trying to be nice.
I'm not.
Okay, don't freaking carry a High Point by no means.
Yeah,
but
obviously, as a concerned citizen, you won't be robbing any liquor stores or anything like that, so you have no reason to carry a High Point.
I was telling some guys over in our last shooting class, I love my M&P. Wake up and join the conversation, or Steven will wake you up.
Having a bad day.
And she's like, why did I sit beside Steven? But I was telling the guy, I said, listen, I love the M&Ps. I love the feel of it. I love the grip angle, everything about it. The triggers kind of suck. Mm-hmm.
It is what it is, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I just did not like the stock triggers and like the original Shield. In this M&P 9C, I didn't really like it, so I switched that out for Apex, especially after getting the Shield's new flat trigger and the Shield Plus, and that has got a phenomenal trigger in it. So I was like,
I was going to this upstairs.
I love the consistency across what I'm shooting. So if one thing has like a decent trigger in it, and I'm going to carry something else, I want the next one to have that same kind of feeling. You know what I'm saying? So I love a Glock trigger. I don't shoot everything else about it.
Yeah.
It's just
at this point, I'm kind of forced to carry a Glock. Carry a Glock for work.
They're great. I love them.
Yeah.
But it's just I shoot this better.
And so, and it comes to a point, in work and training, there's no, I have no dogma in it anymore. I used to kind of, trash talk Glocks because Glock guys are obnoxious.
Exactly. And that's what I have that conversation every
like your average dude at your FUD gun shop down there. Not, talking trash about FUD gun shops. We need those guys, too. I need to know about, what to shoot a deer with. But,
I hadn't really been around a whole lot of Glock guys until we went to that last rifle training, and that one guy Glock,
Yeah.
Glock.
And
then she finally realized
what I got 18 Glocks for people who rent guns from me and Glock.
Yeah. And it's they're just obnoxious. But really, I carry a Glock for work, and I prefer them now. That I've run them and I've got all variations of them, and they're awesome. But if you come up to me and you're like, "Oh, bro, I got a Sig P320." Sig P320 is a rocket gun.
It is. Yeah,
gun,
I just shot one over the weekend.
Yeah, that gun rolls. I carried a 320 for a while. If you got an M&P, if you got an FN 509, I mean, even if we're talking about more budget guns and stuff like that, it used to be for your okay budget guns, you had the SD9 VEs and that kind of stuff.
So
and then there's people walking around.
Trigger.
Yeah, those things. I mean, you're basically you got a New York trigger in that thing. It's $1 million.
Yeah.
But people will get those and stuff like that. But I mean, now you can go Beretta. You can get a Beretta APX solid gun, $400. Just almost anywhere you can find them.
Yeah. Have you tried the new Tauruses, the G Series Tauruses? No. I'm amazed at how good those things are.
I was a buddy of mine bought one. I'm still really. It's got the Taurus brand on it, so I'm
yeah. But no, it's good.
Yeah.
It really is. I was really, really shocked with it.
Yeah.
So, buddy of mine got one. He really liked it. Says, "Here, take this thing to the range." I took it to the range. I shot it. I brought it back to him. Next thing I know, he's buying another one.
I'm gonna say a company called Arex. I don't remember where they're from, but I know there's a lot of military contracts and law enforcement contracts around, especially Europe and kind of that area and stuff that run Arex guns, and they've been around forever. And they build great guns. You can get an Arex Delta, which is a great striker fired gun. It's one of the best shooting guns I've ever shot for 350.
Really? I've never shot one, but I've heard really, really good things about those.
But anyway, for me, as far as my approach to concealed carry handguns is carry the biggest gun that you can personally get away with. For me, that's a full size gun, but I'm 6'2", and I'm a big old boy. I got I'm kind of built like I'm built like a refrigerator. So so I'll carry a Glock 45 with a +4 extended magazine in it under a hoodie, and that thing conceals really well. Of course, your belt is going to be super important.
Yeah.
If you're you're carrying with a Walmart leather belt, if it says genuine leather on it, throw it in the trash.
It's not made to carry.
Means, that means it's made of animal parts, correct? But it's basically the OSB plywood of leather. It's glued together, and it's not going to do you any good. Get a good belt. I don't know who you use. Core Essentials is awesome. Aries Gear.
Yeah, I got a couple. Honestly,
for that stuff.
Atomic Bear has a really good one. And it's really affordable and it's really good. That's the one I generally wear. And of course, you can go to theatomicbear.com and use coupon code Impact Defense, get 20% off of it. So there
you should definitely do that.
Yeah,
shameless plug.
Yeah, completely shameless right there.
Yeah.
I appreciate you not throwing around too many brands and what do you have in sponsorship on this?
Yeah, but I know you're not going to take sponsorships from people that you don't trust.
The one and we're running our mouths a lot, but I like other brands, and I've done videos with Atomic Bear stuff in there and said, hey, I like this for the money.
Yeah,
it's great for the money. they make really awesome things for the money, like on a kind of a budget end.
Yeah.
A lot better, really, than you go to somewhere else. Like, so I bought some. You said Walmart. I bought a tactical belt from Walmart, and that thing really sucked.
Yeah.
And it was more expensive than the Atomic Bear belt.
Yeah, like basically, if you're going and you're looking for a belt like that, and I mean they sell them at the gun shops, the web belts and stuff like that. I mean, you should, if it's a web belt, it should be double webbed. If it's a leather belt, it should be double thickness. And when you grab it end over end, you shouldn't be able to crush it with your hands.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you should have to almost put the thing in a vise to get it to crush to touch those ends.
Yeah.
If not, your belt's too loose, and your guns will be pulling your pants down and stuff like that. And
It was funny. I bought a couple off Amazon. This wasn't, but they were smaller as far as width goes. They were pretty good. They're decent, better than the Walmart crap I bought.
yeah,
Not as good as the Atomic Bear belt I have, but I bought a couple from Amazon, and then Julie found them, and she's like, I can't find a belt one day, and especially because she was wearing a gun that day, and she stole it, and I never got it back. So. I'm just like, okay, I'm
Sometimes it'd be like that.
I'm wearing the Atomic Bear belt full time
I was
now.
about to say, you signed that contract that said what's yours is mine. Just make sure.
Yeah, it's funny though. It works that way so much more than it works.
Yeah.
What's hers is mine.
With that, and like holsters are important. It's the only reason it's like I really like this one. It's the Floodlight, because every now and again I'll carry a Beretta or something like that. And especially I've got some polymer 80 Glocks and stuff like that too. And the rails on the polymer 80 Glocks are actually a little bit longer than your normal Glock rails, because they're a 1913. So if I carry a light on all my stuff. So if I've got this, I can carry my polymer 80 in it, and it's built around the light instead of the gun. So I can rock my Beretta in it. And it's the same system, it's the same setup.
That's
I don't have
cool.
to switch out holsters and stuff like that. And this thing conceals awesome, and it's super. It's one of the most comfortable holsters I've ever. 7-8 hour car rides and stuff like that. This
Yeah.
thing's sitting appendix, with a full size gun in it, with a light, and just it rocks.
Yeah. So you appendix carry. That's your favorite way to carry?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I was talking to. Do you ever carry any other way?
Not really. Like, if I carry a second gun, usually I carry it, like I'll carry a 43X every now and again. Right now, so I'll carry a 43X along with my 45 or my 17 because I like to party. And and especially if I'm out with people like Carrie. Carrie can shoot, Jen Carrie. Like most of my family can shoot, they don't carry. If, like whatever, if like I was going to take Kylie somewhere and like, Kylie can shoot, I would carry that gun for her and be like, here you go. And you're welcome.
Go in like a full tactical team.
So it's
So it's
time to
more
party,
for-
little girl. Let's
yeah.
go.
Like, so, it's more for like arming someone else than me having two guns, but also like the most standard.
You don't want to do the whole double gun thing?
Yeah, when people ask, I'm like, I got 2 hands, 2 eyes. Like, let's go. But yeah, so it's usually for like somebody else rather than me.
Yeah.
But I also like it because people were like, "Oh, you can't carry a full size gun," and I'm like, "Bro, I got 2 guns." Like, so now if you're going to, this is a stupid story, but it's important. If you're going to carry 2 guns in the appendix position as a man, one gun has to be significantly shorter in barrel length than the other, or they need to be in a single monolithic holster that are attached to one another. I made this mistake. I was carrying a CZP 10C.
So
I was
wait.
carrying
Now
a
most
Glock
people
17.
that carry like 2 guns have like one on the ankle and then one in the appendix or something like that. Now you carry both.
Yeah,
appendix.
I carry both straight in the front. Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Because I
just
can
wanted to
conceal
clarify.
it. I can conceal it better. I got a little bit of a love handle on this side, and it just wears into my hip. I
Yeah,
can't
no,
stand
I
to
understand
carry,
that.
Yeah, I can't stand to carry at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I can't. If I carry it on the side at all, it's like 4.
Yeah,
It's
like,
I have to move it back.
So,
there.
and I don't like it. I bend down to pick something up, and then my shirt comes up over my gun, and I've got to worry about people looking at it and stuff like that. Not to mention if somebody's behind me. Yeah, I don't like to carry it at 4 o'clock because if I'm grappling with somebody and then they start reaching for stuff, and I have to take a hand away from
Yeah,
that.
I know.
And so I can keep everything.
It is easier
in
to
the
kind of
front.
like stop somebody from drawing your own weapon if
And
it's
I
an
can,
appendix.
I can cheat my cover garment in the front too. Like I can hook a finger in my belt or whatever else, and like kind of kind of start getting that way and still look casual instead of like being that nobody gets uncomfortable and puts their hand behind them. Like, it's not a natural movement. It's weird. Yeah. And everybody's like, that guy's got a gun, so you're either going to escalate a situation or significantly de-escalate the situation. But, it's about a 50-50 shot, so whether or not you want to do that coin toss is up to you.
Yeah.
But either way, if you're carrying 2 guns in the appendix in 2 separate holsters, they will create a scissoring motion and things will get in the way of that. And I found out about that in the car, and I almost cried as a grown man on the way back from a training class. But I found out... So the Glock 43X is perfect for that because it sits above, and I don't have to worry about any form of interference that way.
Tips for the men.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought I was going to have to change my name to Stephanie. I have to run a funny flag in the yard and stuff. It was going to be wild. But.
Oh.
That
so
might not make it in, but it's okay.
I don't know. That's awful good.
So now, for me, on the other hand, if I'm not carrying the 43X, this goes on that side.
Yeah.
And this is the SE Tertiary, and I like it because I like push daggers because I'm much more of a boxer than a knife fighter, and so I can punch you in the face, neck, and eyes.
Yeah. It's a lot more effective than putting a key in between your fingers.
Yeah, exactly. And not to mention that, I mean, like you think, just standard boxing and stuff like that, how often you can sneak a body hook in if you've got some, and then so really if you think about it.
But you need to learn to punch before you can do something like that. I mean, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Those punch daggers are awesome, but if you don't know how to punch, I mean, if your punch is, then it's going to suck.
It's no good. But I really like that one because it aligns it to the middle knuckles. ShivWorks has a similar one too.
Yeah, I've seen
But it
ShivWorks.
aligns it instead of the middle knuckles, which will kind of bring about bad punching habits.
Yeah.
It puts it in between your first and second knuckles, so you still get your good punching habits. You got straightforward in there, and also if you think about it, how much you get. I mean, if you have a good body hook and you compress. Those ribs and stuff like that, you jam that thing, that 2.5-inch blade's going to turn into a 4-inch blade by the time you try to drive that thing up into their shoulder. Now, you might not get your knife back after that. But, I mean, that's kind of just the risk you run.
So, on a general day, what's your... So, okay, for me, I normally have a gun, I normally have a knife, and I normally have a tactical pen or a flashlight.
Right.
That's kind of that's what I'm normally rocking on a normal day. My thinking is lethal and not lethal options. Okay. Not everything calls for a gun. I get so tired of hearing people like, just carry a gun. It's like, okay.
I'll just shoot them.
My favorite saying for that is, and it's not mine, and I wish it was, but if every problem is if only tool you have is a hammer, then every problem is a nail, and it's the truth. And if somebody comes up and does something, everything does not call for me to pull that gun out. So you need lethal and non-lethal options.
Exactly. Yeah. If that dude comes up and pushes you in the parking lot
and you shoot him.
Yeah, I was saying you send him to Jesus. That's not
Yeah.
That's not the way. Yeah. He needs a court date with the county, not with God.
So
we're not
I just had a conversation actually. Because I told you we get stupid comments online all the time. And I just had a conversation with a guy, and the guy said something about it. And I'm like, well, no, not every situation calls for a gun. He goes, well, in my state, we are a stand your ground kind of state. So if he listens to this podcast, I'm sorry. Kind of sorry. Anyway, he says, my state is a stand your ground your state. Yeah. Is a stand your ground kind of state. Here's a police officer. Maybe he can help clarify this as well. He said, even if it's a fist fight, if I'm carrying a gun, it's a deadly force situation.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I know. That's what I was like, no.
So basically, I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah.
I'm the charging side of things. I'm not the defending side of things. But essentially what general statute will state in North Carolina is what a reasonable person would determine to be a threat to life or serious bodily injury.
Yeah.
So I mean things like,
and that's for most states. Even states that are it's not in the state.
Yeah, so we don't have a duty to retreat.
Right.
Which is basically like if they start, I don't have to run away. I can be like, no, bro, you need to back up. That kind of thing. I can stand my ground. But how much is that worth to you as well? Because every bullet you fire, you're accountable for. So I mean, and that thing, you're accountable for morally, you're accountable for legally, and you're accountable for financially. And that first round's probably going to cost you about $10,000.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I want to go to
rounds
prison
after
for
that are
defending
free.
myself. Like, I want to
Yeah.
use whatever force is called for and
Yeah.
not have to go above it, because if I
Yeah.
go above it,
Yeah.
then I really would prefer not go to prison for defending myself.
But like that first round you fire is going to have a lawyer attached to it. The ones after that are free, but like
It depends.
It depends
Is that,
on what you
is
do
that
with
second
the
or
ones
third?
after that.
Does that third shot hit a kid?
Yeah, exactly.
Then it's definitely lawyers are trash to that as
yeah,
well. So.
well, being is like you can shoot, but like if that guy comes up and he pushes you and he's starting about whatever because you look like the guy that's sleeping with his wife.
Yeah.
Like, well, hey man, that really
Just
sucks.
because you're carrying a gun does not change
Yeah.
that to a life and death.
Yeah, I know.
Kind of
Like,
situation.
and maybe you got to punch that dude in the mouth. Sometimes it be like that.
Yeah.
Or like, maybe that dude's starting something else. Be like, whoa, bro, what's going on? Hey, chill out. Who are you? Like, hey, let's talk about this, and you're ready to throw down. But the fact of the matter is, people who are trained and can defend themselves and can do it well and are skilled at violence have a duty not to use violence on other people unless it is necessary. Like, because you have the skills to hurt people. It just is what it is. And I find that people generally who have the skills to hurt people want to do it less.
That's the truth.
Yeah, and it's always the dude who says stuff like that that's like, oh, I'm going to pull my gun on him, or oh, I'm going to shoot him, or something like that. Just, bro, it's because you can't fight. It's because you've never been in a fight.
Yeah.
Like, it's because, like, you probably haven't been punched in the face enough. Like, there's probably a thing where you might be punched in the head too much. Like,
Yeah.
But, like, as far as it goes,
Those
like
of us
that,
in
like,
the middle ground.
yeah, like, bro, if you'd really ever been in a fight, you probably don't want to itch for another one too bad. And like, there's a point where it's kind of fun, but that's not happening in the Walmart parking lot. That's
Right. That's no lower fun there.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So as we kind of wrap up everyday carry, generally as adults over 21,
Yeah.
especially looking at lethal, non-lethal options with everything.
Yeah. So yeah, like what we were talking about before, in the content that got deleted and sent to the virtual hell.
Yeah.
We're basically just carrying something that will give you a lethal option and a non-lethal option, because not every, like we were talking about before, not everything warrants a firearm. You can't
Yeah.
just go skinning your smoke wagon on somebody because they made you uncomfortable. It's not okay. Obviously lethal. We both carry firearms, and I carry a fixed blade knife or something like that, which, just generally just kind of a clinch type weapon. But for me, non-lethal is going to be a powerful flashlight. So I carry a 2 Lexus 500 lumens. It's got a decent amount of throw, which is like, for me, I guess my minimum for it. I carried an HLX for a long time, which is 1,000 lumens, which is really awesome because you get those like super reactions. Like you become retarded for like 3 seconds after you get hit with it. It's awesome. I don't do disco mode on them. I run straight steady. So I've got a steady stream of light, and I'll do disco mode because it messes with me too. But as far as it goes, like it's good. You can control people with them, and it's also much easier to fight somebody when they can't see that very well. Like So it's like it's the poke in the eye, but from a distance. It's awesome.
yeah. I like that. So yeah, for me, I usually carry the tactical pen and or a flashlight, and then always a knife, and then most of the time a firearm as well.
So yeah, knives and stuff like that too. For me, I usually end up carrying two. I carry this. It's an SE Tertiary. It's a punch dagger. So it goes between. It's got a handle. The blade itself goes between your second and first finger. So it just keeps you in a natural punching position, because I do a lot more boxing training than I do, defensive knife training and like that cool guy stuff. So I feel really confident that I'm going to be able to land hits on somebody, and less confident that I'm going to be able to do cool guy knife stuff.
Yeah, and if we didn't say it before, if you're going to carry something like that, which is freaking awesome, make sure you get some boxing training because that's
Yeah.
really that's a boxer's knife, right?
Yeah,
That's really what it is.
Yeah, for sure. Shivworks does one similar. Cold Steel has a bunch of them, and they're like $30. They go between your middle and ring finger though, which I don't like quite as much, but it's still a thing. They have ones that are like super small. They have ones like the Urban Pal or something like that that's like an inch. And but I mean, you know, that thing. If somebody just thinks you're about to throw a punch in their face and you stab them in the neck, it's like that's a big deal. Like it might not.
Say, wait, I got stung. Oh wait, that was not a sting.
Yeah, if they're like, oh man, he punched me in the neck, and then it's like, why am I bleeding everywhere? It's like, yeah, you know. It's
Again,
probably
that's
not-
deadly force. Though, make sure it's actually justified.
Yeah, make sure it's justified. Don't just be stabbing people in the neck. That's bad. That's called murder.
Yeah. And Stephen will be glad to arrest you for that.
I will not be glad about it at all. I got
Oh,
to take a whole lot of pictures and do so much paperwork. The SBI is going to show up. It's not going to be a good time, so don't do that in my town, please.
I don't want to, so don't make me.
Yeah, anywhere else, go ahead. I don't care, but like, don't make it my problem. Like, it's not cool. But yeah. Either way, and again, you know, handguns. We were kind of talking about it too. When you go to pick these things, you know, modern semi-automatic handguns, like they're so plentiful now. There's so many good guns now. There's not an excuse to have a bad one anymore.